Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show.
Good morning.
My name is Anthony,
I'm Carla Marie.
and this is our studio
Our
here
home
in Seattle,
studio.
home studio. What do we have as a shot? Because normally, for people who don't know this, when we hit the hype train, we normally take a shot, and our friends at Seattle Cocktail Club have been providing us with stuff that actually tastes good as opposed to the things that we've been drinking. But I noticed you brought a whole blender in here?
Yeah, we're having a frozen passion fruit punch today.
No one likes hearing a blender.
Yeah, but
What are you, Uncle Johnny?
Yeah, I was channeling my inner Uncle John.
Where are you going to plug that in?
That's a great question because there's like no plugs in
They're
here.
all taken.
I'll go back there, baby.
Back where? I think this is a bad idea. But what is the? It's passion fruit.
It's a frozen passion fruit punch. It's got lemon liqueur, passion fruit liqueur, pineapple juice, and ice.
That actually sounds really, really good.
I know.
And it's a shot.
Well, Life is a Hike is watching from Colombia this morning.
Oh, nice.
That's cool.
We saw their post from Colombia with a You Look Great hoodie, which is really cool.
Oh.
It looks like the hype train is starting. So thank you very much to Jen for gifting 5 tier 1 subs. I know Lisa did the same thing as well. Dave C with 10 gifted subs. Just keeping us alive. Thank you guys very, very much.
I will say that I posted the photo of Fred the Mailman to my Instagram and the Carla Marie and Anthony Instagram story of him in his tank top. And I had a few people be like, wait, that's Fred the Mailman? Damn.
Yeah, I opened up my Instagram. I saw that he tagged us. I saw the picture, and then I went directly to the gym. Yep. That's what my day was like. Oh, wow. Level 5 of the hype train already. So blender it up, Carla Marie.
Shoot. What? No, I'll just go back here, unplug the fan for a quick second.
You could unplug my phone.
What is your phone doing?
Charging. I feel like this is a bad idea. Oh, you can unplug the fan, actually.
I just
Yeah.
said those words, but cool.
Yeah, I wasn't listening to you. Oh, Crystal's checking us out live. What? That smells really, really good. From Tennessee. As Carla Marie's filling this up, because I always love seeing where everyone is watching from. Just put your state.
I literally almost just flipped this upside down without the thing on.
Everyone, put your state in the chat right now. And as Carla Marie's setting that up, I'm going to give everyone some inside info. So, in the middle of August, right around, was it August 19th is our 18th. August 18th, we are going to be doing this show from Chicago. And the reason we're doing it from Chicago is we are going to be part of this radio panel that's explaining why you should be doing video streaming as well with your radio show, kind of like we did when we had radio jobs. I'm assuming everyone can hear that. But the reason I bring that up is there's going to be a bunch of like big wigs from radio. And we want to obviously make sure that we look as good as possible in front of everyone. And we're going to be actually streaming, not from a hotel room. We are streaming from like right outside where the conference happens. And there's going to be a big TV that people can see the screen on. So make sure you're there because we want them to think we have like the biggest audience possible.
It feels like there was too much ice, but I followed instructions.
Yeah, Radio Fam is in here. She's the one that invited us.
I made it all happen.
Yeah, that was a blender, Ricky. Yeah, it looks like there's too much ice in that. That doesn't look like it's going to be shootable.
Okay, but I did 2 cups of ice. I actually dropped 2 cubes on the floor of the 2 cups.
But how am I supposed to shoot this? I don't want to put it too far over my head. Oh God. Yep. This is going to be a day.
Oh my God, I can't get sticky.
Let's go. Hurry it up, sister.
Okay. I have to go get some. I have to get utensils.
Okay.
Can we get Seattle Cocktail Club on the horn?
Okay. Yeah, I don't think the noodle straw is going to help for this one. Yeah, this is going to be a major brain freeze. You are absolutely right, Martha. And yeah, I guess we could just let it like melt for a little bit. All right. What a great start to Monday's show. Just slow paced, waiting for some ice to melt. Now I'm checking the states real quick. We've got Connecticut, Colorado, Kansas, New York, Oregon, Ohio, Illinois, Washington, Colorado again, Florida, Ohio. Oh, we got Missouri in the house and Pennsylvania, Delaware, North Carolina. What's up? Virginia, New York, Georgia. We should have actually a map that we could color in every day. I wonder if someone
daily map or like someone checked in once from.
Well, no, I wonder if this is something like a tool that someone can build. Someone much smarter than me, where when someone puts the initial of their state in the chat, it automatically fills up on the map.
I can tell you right now that would cost a lot of money to code.
Why?
In Twitch?
Yeah.
Oh, there's even still some ice unblended in here.
I wonder if someone we know can do that. Not for free, obviously, but.
Looking for blender recommendations, the 6-year-old Ninja.
I thought the Ninja's like the blender of blenders.
I think it's the Vitamix now.
Really?
It's like hundreds of dollars, though. So.
Yeah, but so is the Ninja.
No, it's not.
Isn't the Ninja like a $600 blender?
Not that one.
The real Ninja. Let's see. Hold on. Ninja blender.
Ooh, why does Google look like that today?
I wasn't paying attention.
It's like, ooh, Costco, good call.
The Ninja blender.
I don't know, like what that whole process, that whole kit we have. We got it at Target around Christmas for like $180. And by
Shop
I mean
now.
my mom got it for me for Christmas.
$219 for the top tier.
And then it goes on sale at Target.
Okay. And what's a Vitamix looking like these days?
Oh, Vitamix. All the Instagram influencers got the Vitamix.
Vitamix blender.
Yeah, that's what we need. 600. No, we need that one. Like you can make juices.
The Vitamix A3500 Ascent series in white is $650.
Yeah. Hey, Vitamix, listen. If you're watching, we'd be the best.
What? Yeah, of course. We'd look like a great show to sponsor. Deny all cookies. All right.
Never. Give me all the cookies.
So what's so special about the Vitamix? Oh, it does come in some funky colors.
We would have to get it in white so it would match my KitchenAid.
Does anyone have a Vitamix in the chat? My mom actually has the Margaritaville blender.
All right, are we gonna try to do this or
how am I supposed to take this as a shot?
Anthony, I don't know. I followed the instructions.
Here, give me the spoon. I'm loyal to the KitchenAid.
Wait, the KitchenAid has a blender?
Yeah. KitchenAid has everything for your kitchen.
I think we need to fake get married like next week so we can. There's a lot of things we need to register for.
Let's see. It doesn't seem like anyone has.
We should have did a registry when you moved in.
No.
You can do them for college now. There's like going away to college registries. Which would have been way better than people just giving me money and then me wasting it on food in college. Just
oh, wow.
buy.
Angela in Spokane, my Vitamix is older than my kids. I can't talk. It's absolutely worth the money. It lasts for years.
The blender, like the main part of my Ninja, it's my second like thing because the first thing broke and my mom got me a replacement for it. And like, I don't know, man. I'm ready to switch.
Kelly in New Jersey, I have one.
You know your old one.
All right. Let me mix this up a little bit.
Sam, I did not have a housewarming because COVID hit.
Cheers. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Seattle Cocktail Club.
Wow. From what I got so far, that is the most incredible thing we've had.
This is delicious. I still have a little left in here, but it is honestly really, really good. You should try this at home.
It's too cold to have all at once.
Also, if you're old enough, and drink responsibly.
SeattleCocktailClub.com/CMA.
Oh,
and
now
you'll
I'm
get
getting the brain freeze.
Yeah, that's why I didn't do that. You'll get the full.
How do you stop a brain freeze?
You'll get the full like recipe, but it's lemon liqueur, passion fruit liqueur, and pineapple juice. Oh my god! You know, has anyone? There has to be a study of what actually is happening in your brain during a brain freeze. You have to have a brain to get a brain freeze. So.
Oh my god, that's the oldest joke in the book. I hate brain freezes.
Oh my God, how messed up would that be? Jersey Quinn said, make a red stream. We can send you gifts and you do a live unwrapping. I would never. Only because we could do that for like charity or something.
Okay. I'm good. I'm good now. Brain freezes are the weirdest.
You're supposed to push your tongue to the roof of your mouth.
Push your tongue to the roof of your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's saying that. Good job.
Like, and hold it there? Or am I like rubbing it? Like licking the top of my mouth? Whew. All right. Oh, so Scotty said rub. Everyone else said push.
We have so much left. Like, what were they thinking? Who were we making these for?
I don't know.
Was it supposed to be a drink? It says shooter.
It is very, very good.
Pour into 2 shot glasses. I'm going to bring this to work today.
For all the players. Oh, that was okay. So now that we're done with the money shot here, I do want to talk about our list today. So the list has Carla Marie's first day at work, which we got to talk about. And if you missed it, tell everyone what your first day on the job was.
Oh, well, this part of the job was doing social media for the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay. Why are you sitting like that? Next on the list is, did Carla Marie try to set up Anthony? Now, something happened over the weekend, and it was actually when Carla Marie was at work at her new job. And I am convinced that the things that took place in front of me were a test that Carla Marie set me up for.
I have no idea what this is.
Okay.
You didn't tell me?
I did not tell you. And the other thing I did not tell you was I just put new Pokepals, and I will explain that once we get there.
There are no more stuffed animals coming into this home.
And obviously, you can always listen to the Morning Show podcast wherever you get your podcasts. So check that out after we're done today, or after you're done listening to us today.
Mm-hmm.
So first on the list, Carla Marie, first day at work.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
I got to the VMAC, which is the Virginia Mason Athletic Center. That's where the Seahawks practice when they're not playing their games. So it was wild because it was 95 degrees outside. So hot. Like, I don't know the last time I just felt sweat dripping down my body as I was just standing there doing nothing. But I met a bunch of people at first. Then they were like, okay, you're going to go talk to some players. And I can't really give you, not that I can't tell you, but just wait till the content is out on social media. But
Have they posted anything?
I didn't see anything yet.
Okay.
I got to talk to 3 players right off the bat. Puna, Will Disley, and Cody Barton.
Okay.
So that was exciting. Then I had some downtime to go get a little bit lay of the land, meet one of my other co-hosts who will be doing game day with me.
Were you allowed to explore, like, on your own?
Yeah, there's some spots I can't go without, like, a full-time employee.
So what were you able to do on your own? Where'd you, like, check out? Is there, like, a cool cafeteria?
No, I didn't go there.
Is there a game room?
I don't know. There might be. I walked past the gym. You would die.
I've been in their gym before.
It's nuts.
Because I did their media day combine a couple of years ago, where I think I could have picked up my own contract if I wanted to, because I did so well. But
you could be a wide receiver.
they had
Why not?
everyone. So the way they did the combine for the bench press, because normally they're doing 225 pounds for the football players in the combine. Obviously, they weren't going to do that for all these weak little media people that showed up. So they put 65 pounds total. So it was the barbell and 10-pound weights on each side.
I could do that.
And they saw how many everyone could do. And I did more than anyone else with, I think, 105.
Damn, Daniel.
Something like that.
What is my job? Okay, really quick. If you missed it last week, we announced that I am going to be in stadium game day host for the Seattle Seahawks. So this year, I will be at the stadium during games, kind of interacting with the fans and kind of taking fans along through what's going on with the game. Not like announcing like play-by-play by any means, but like coming up next, we're going to have a performance from the Seahawks dancers, or we're going to give away a prize.
So it is kind of play-by-play, but not for sports.
Correct.
All the other things.
And there's a few of us that are doing that together as a team. And then I will also be hosting some social media videos, doing some stuff with the players, and behind the scenes of the videos, just interacting with players. So some of the stuff I got after their practice on Saturday, I'm not in it, but I'm asking them the questions. So I'm just holding my phone with a mini mic, which I'm so excited.
You're creating like reels and TikToks and stuff.
Well, I'm getting the content, and the social media team is editing it, which
That's
is
nice.
my like truly. If I could just live my life like that, always just get the content, someone else edits it.
Yeah.
thank you. It's amazing that they do that. But few cool things happened. One of the awesome women who works in the social media team, her name is Madeline. She grew up in New Jersey. This is her second year with the Seahawks. She's, I think, 22 or 23. And she's like, oh my God, I grew up listening to Elvis Duran in the morning show. I'm like, that's so freaking cool. And then right when I got there, the practice was ending. And a woman goes running by me, and then she stops and comes back. And she's like, you're the new game day host. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I'm Amanda Ruler. So nice to meet you.
Who's that?
She's the assistant running back coach.
Oh, cool.
And she stopped and she sat there and had a 2-minute conversation with me, welcoming me to the team. Was the most positive interaction I've ever had in a first day of anything with anyone, to the point where like I almost cried, because why would a coach be coming up to me? And I was like, you know what?
That's really cool.
Good for her. And I don't know if she did it on purpose because I was a woman or whatever, but I like, if you follow her on social, she's adamant about welcoming women to sports. Mm-hmm. So it was just an interaction that I will take that with me forever. Mm-hmm. Just the way she made me feel was incredible. So that was really, really cool.
So you got to explore the area. You saw the gym.
I quickly saw the gym. I didn't like go in it.
Are you allowed to, like, when they're out on the field and you have some downtime, can you work out in their gym? Are you allowed?
I don't think so.
Why not?
Because I'd hurt myself probably.
You work there. There's the gym. It's on site.
I don't think so, but it was so weird because I'm still like, I'm like, what am I allowed to do? And I was telling Anthony, I couldn't figure out why they were like, no, just go out, ask the player this. I'm like, what do you mean?
Like while they're practicing?
No, after practice. But still, I'm like, I don't want to bother them. They just practice. It's hot. But like, that's what you do. Where we come from this world of like, don't ask artists this, or they just perform, they're about to perform, or blah, blah, blah. Like all these things, there's all these rules. So I'm so used to that where it's like, no, like you're on the same team as them. You're helping their social media. And I was like, oh, it's such a weird barrier to break. So I'm like, okay, at least I'm not going backwards where I can ask people things and I'm overstepping boundaries.
So you're going back today?
Yes.
For day 2 of work?
Yes.
And what is today the same thing, doing social media stuff?
Yeah, I can't. Well, it's going to be fun. There's a specific thing happening today, and you'll see it on social, I'm sure, almost immediately.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And then Wednesday is Kids Day at training camp. So I'm going to get obviously some permission from parents and then do some interviews with kids, I think.
That's cool. Now, you said you talked to 3 players right away.
Yeah.
How many players did you talk to in the course of the day at Seahawks training camp?
Probably like 8. Not many.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And were they all receptive to doing videos and stuff?
One of them was like, oh, I did this yesterday. I go, today's my first day. No, you didn't. He was like, damn it. I forget who it was, but.
That's fine.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't want to bother. I'm like, hey, can I just talk to you really quick for Instagram? And then I'm like, oh, they probably think I'm talking about like my Instagram. I'm like, Seahawks, your Instagram.
Yeah. I feel like you'll learn I'll feel like you'll learn how to get them on camera quickly and easily as this progresses.
Well,
like you'll get more comfortable with them. They'll get more comfortable with you. They'll know what's going on.
In post-practice, it's like not as intense, right? It's like a silly question that I'm asking. And someone messaged me and said to do pancakes or waffles. And I think I might do that. Like, just quick.
So now I just asked, is it on Instagram or TikTok too?
It'll be on both.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Basically all vertical videos.
Yeah.
Right? They'll probably do YouTube shorts, I'm assuming. Which is something I think I've got to look into. So you're there today. What's your schedule with the Seahawks this week? How many days are you there?
Today, Wednesday, Friday, and then Saturday is the practice game at Lumen Field, and I'm actually going to practice.
Like football?
Well, no.
Oh.
Like the game day host team is also going to be there doing all the things, so we're very excited.
My brother's he's congratulating you and telling me I need to stop being a bum and get a job. I'll get a job eventually.
What? This is your job.
My job is doing all the things here while Carla Marie's out gallivanting.
That is my side hustle. This is my side hustle.
Which one is your side hustle?
Seahawks.
Okay. So that was the first thing on the list for August 1st, 2022. Second thing on the list. Now, this happened while Carla Marie was at Seahawks training camp. First day at work. Now, this has never happened to me before. And I felt like I was in an SNL skit. But I also felt like I was in a trap. Like someone set this trap for me. And I was going to be on some hidden camera show. And then I thought to myself, maybe Carla Marie set me up. Because she's got this long day at Seahawks training camp and she wants to see how I would react. So let me get into it here. I was obviously at LA Fitness in Ballard. And if you're familiar with the gym, there are 3 Smith machine, like squat rack type things in the corner. And I was at one of them. Okay, now I'm on this wall, and directly to the left of me is the corner, and then there's another one of those machines. Okay, that's very important for this. So that machine is kind of over my left shoulder.
Okay.
So I'm doing some shoulder exercises, and I see in the mirror that's right in front of me, these 2 girls walk right behind me. Never seen these girls before in my life. Very attractive. Okay. And for whatever reason, I didn't have my headphones in this day, so I'm hearing everything that's going on around me. So they start working out. I do my second set, put the weight down, and all of a sudden I hear one girl go to the other. I think one of my butt cheeks is a little bigger than the other one. And I'm hearing all of this. I'm like, don't look. Don't do it. This is a trap. This is a trap. Don't fall for it, Anthony. And then I hear the other girl say something like, oh my God, no, your butt is so perfect. Like, I wish my butt was like your butt. Then girl number 1 says to girl number 2, no, you have such a perfect butt. And I'm like, these girls are now sitting here having a full volume conversation about their butts. Don't do it. They've got a camera pointed at you.
Looked.
Don't look. And this is where it got even more difficult not to look. I start hearing like a smacking sound. And she's like, no, look, your butt's so jiggly. Smacking her butt right next to me. And I'm sitting there again. Don't look. Don't look. This is a test.
Definitely an SNL skit.
This is the internet and God and Carla Marie all testing you at the same time to see if you're going to start staring. And I did not stare. I tried my hardest, and I kept thinking to myself,
if they have good butts?
I kept thinking to myself, Carla Marie is testing me. She sent them here. I've never seen these girls before in my life, and this is a test.
Well, it wasn't a test. And I will probably answer for that girl that it is true that one of your butt cheeks is bigger than the other, because when standing, and women do this more than men, we pop one hip and kind of rest on one side. Mm-hmm. And that butt cheek is probably going to be bigger because you're working that muscle more. So you can tell her when you go back.
No, I'm not telling her a damn thing. I'm staying away from that situation entirely. But I actually was told by our chiropractor that I also I lean to one side.
That's where I learned it too.
And I've got to start leaning equally, or not leaning, but just standing equally on.
I'm working on that too.
My cheeks.
I definitely would have looked, Dana. You're correct. I would have been like, and I could have been like, let me see. And it wouldn't have been weird.
It was so over the top that I literally thought I was going to be on some like hidden, I don't know whether it was a hidden TV show or some TikTok trend where it's like girls go to the gym and see how many guys look at their butts. I don't know. I literally thought I was being set up the entire time. Because there have been those videos where it's like girls filming themselves and there's a guy in the back like staring at their butts as they're bending over. I'm like, I'm not falling for it. I'm not going to be in one of those videos.
Well, you could have turned around.
I'm sure I could have, but I did not want to be in a video.
Because it's not like you were just being creepy and staring. They were set like they were.
I mean, when they started, I couldn't tell if they were smacking each other's butts or smacking their own butts, but there was some butt smacking going on. That sound was nothing other than butt smacking. It had to be.
That would be like if Danielle Monero and I went to a gym. She'd be like, okay, I'm going to smack. Like, she would just be spanking my butt the whole time we were there because that's what she does, so.
And I think the fact that I had never seen these women before is one of the reasons where I thought it was a setup.
Okay.
Like they were just going gym to gym, seeing.
Okay, this question keeps coming up. Anthony, why didn't you have headphones on at the gym?
I don't know. Normally I do.
I feel like lately you haven't been wearing them.
I think part of it is I wear headphones so much during the day.
That's
like
true.
While we record the podcast, while we do the show, and while I edit the podcast, I have headphones on the whole time. So sometimes I just like to take a break, and that's it.
Your brother Justin would like to know how you know what butt smacking sounds like.
Who doesn't know what a butt smack sounds like? I think that the bigger issue is if you don't know what a smacking.
Well, what if they were? You don't know. They could have been clapping.
Nope, it wasn't hands. It was cheeks. It was the smacking of a fleshy area. Whether you smacked a steak or a butt, it would sound similar. You ever smack a steak? Have you ever done that? You've never smacked.
When is the last time you smacked a steak?
I don't know. I haven't had steak in a while, but I've smacked a steak or two.
All right, we're gonna buy some steak this week. We don't have that kind of money. What are we getting?
Imagine hearing aids 24/7. Yeah, that's not how I would be able. I wouldn't be able to do it.
Wait, what? Hearing aids?
Yeah, as I was saying, I listen to. I have headphones on all day.
Does she mean hearing? Do you wear hearing aids because you have a kid? I'm confused. Kelsey, please explain. Oh my god.
No, they weren't twerking because they were wearing like or whatever tights. So like you wouldn't have heard butt cheeks clapping like that.
Oh.
That's true. Scotty said content, no headphones, and I can get all the content.
True.
In the world.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
I definitely wouldn't have heard those cheeks smacking. I've been struggling with my words today.
Speaking of guys and turning around, you don't want to be the guy turning around.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this.
Okay.
We were last week going to Seattle Cocktail Club was having a meetup at Pono Ranch here in Ballard. It was a happy hour meetup. So we hopped on some Lime scooters and started scooting. And Anthony was setting up his scooter. So I was like kind of by myself on the corner, like waiting. And this guy in a van drives by me, right? So
like a delivery van, not like a creepy van.
Right. So it actually may have had a company on it and I didn't recall. You're me on the scooter and he's driving like this. As he's driving, like looking out the window, like making this weird face. And I was like, dude, what are you staring at? And I screamed. And Anthony's like, he could have just been turning his head looking down the street. I was like, it's
a difficult street. It's got the roundabout. He's a big ass truck.
Listen, I need you. This is why we're having this conversation here. I need you to trust me.
Yeah, no, I do.
That I know. I was like, don't you dare try to tell me that man was trying to look down the street. And then I yelled, I'm 16, dude. So that's what happened. But he was like making like this face, like doing like this weird ass creep thing. And I'm like, why?
Can I tell you one of the reasons?
I was like, that hasn't happened to me since I've like lived in New Jersey.
I would say, listen, there is a 99.999% chance you are 100% right. And he was being a creep.
Okay.
All of that. And I do believe you in this situation. But I'll tell you why I don't believe Carla Marie in certain situations like this. Is I've seen Carla Marie overreact to very mundane things in the world. And I've also seen Carla Marie put up with, deal with pieces of garbage in the world. So it's both have happened.
Yeah.
But I've seen a guy say something at a bar or whatever, and Carla Marie's like, "Ugh, guy's such a creep." I'm like, he was just asking so he could get to the bar.
No.
Things like that, yes.
Sorry. That doesn't always
It's happened. But, again, I'm not doubting that this guy was a creep.
Yeah. I'm 16 is my favorite response because truly, he had no idea. He couldn't see my face, and I'm short. Could be 16.
And you're short.
Yeah, it is truly something that, as much as men try to understand, you can be sympathetic towards it. You'll never be able to be empathetic. You'll never know what it feels like. And I was wearing short. I was wearing these shorts probably.
Shorts, yeah.
Which doesn't matter what I was wearing. I'm just saying I was wearing this and then a tank top that was kind of like a midriff, I think. Not midriff, a little bit of a crop. And I was just like, ew, now I feel naked. Should I not have that's the first thing that pops in my head was I shouldn't have been wearing this?
No. I'm just saying that's not what you should have thought. Nick 2020 SCA said we might be prone to overreaction after a lifetime of poor behavior by men. And I totally understand that and totally agree with that. Let's see. Jolly Russian Buddhist said, best line I've ever been told that I now say is, I can sympathize, but I can't, wait. I can sympathize, I cannot empathize. I don't know if but I think you can empathize, even though you've never been through it.
You can't. That's what the definition.
Isn't that what, no, but empathy is being able to feel something even though if you have not been through it. Isn't that what empathy is all about?
Yes, but most people think they're being empathetic when they're not. They're being sympathetic. That is a whole big thing I remember in English in high school, actually learning the definition.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Speaking of headphones, every hot girl
walk. Every hot girl walk I take, I think, how lucky a dude is to feel comfortable wearing both headphones or turning up the volume up loud while women tend to feel unsafe like that.
I do think about stuff like that all the time. Like the things that I can do in the world and feel pretty safe doing that women have to second guess all the time. Like just walking in a parking deck at night.
Oh my God. Parking deck, head on a swivel.
Yeah.
I actually might be just doing 360. I'm just like walking around parking decks like this, spinning.
And listen, everyone, especially at night in a parking deck, should be kind of vigilant because you can get robbed as well. But I think we let our guard down as guys a lot.
Didn't you say you were, I don't know if we talked about this on the show, you were about to come into the house and a woman was walking and you.
Yeah, it was pretty late. So it was one of the days where I didn't get to the gym till like much later in the day. So I didn't get back until it closed. And so that's like 11:15 by the time I'm back here. And I'd parked down the street and there was a woman. It's kind of hard to explain this with the logistics of everything, but she was crossing the street in front of me and I was walking in the middle of the street. But where she was crossing was almost right in front of our front door, and I was going to have to loop around a car and come in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping she was going to keep walking so it didn't look weird like I was turning around to follow her, but she was walking her dog. So she stopped like right in front of the house as I was turning towards her, and she looked up, and I could tell very quickly that she was like a little bit concerned that some strange guy just walked in from the street and followed her. And I was like, just so you know, I'm going to that door right there. I live right there. I'm not following you and your dog. But I will usually try to walk. I will try to make it a point to signal to everyone really, but women mainly, especially at night, that I'm not walking to follow you. I'm walking in a different direction, or I'll cross the street, or I'll do things like that.
That's appreciated.
Only because I can only imagine how scary it is seeing any man walking towards you in the middle of the night as a woman.
Yes.
But yeah, I said that. I said, I'm just going to this house right here, which I couldn't have sounded like I was stuttering as I said it. I was unsure as I said it. I couldn't have sounded like a bigger loser, but she's like, okay, no problem. And that was it. And I think she may have lived in the area, so she may have recognized me just from being around, but I don't know.
Well, let's take another shooter. This time it's a little bit melted, so we can do it like a real shot.
So I can get another brain freeze.
Cheers.
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 Thank you.
Give the people the shot they wanted.
Jersey Quinn brought up a really good point. Men need to be taught to stop being assholes to women, which is 100% true. Yeah. As on top of that, there was a trend that I saw. It pops up every now and then on Twitter, right? Where some product or some research comes out, whether it's a product that can help protect women or whether it's research that says, hey, if you avoid this type of scenario, you're safer or whatever. And then there's always someone who says, it's usually a woman who says, we shouldn't be teaching women this. We should be teaching men to be more respectable. Which is true. But I think in a world where you can't control everybody,
controlling what you can control,
controlling the things that you can to be safer is something that everyone should be doing. Which means teaching young kids how to, just like teaching kids how to not get kidnapped. That's like saying, hey, if you make sure your kids know this, this, and this, they're less likely to get kidnapped. The response shouldn't be, well, we should be teaching adults to not steal children anymore. It's, we should be doing both, right? Teaching kids how to not get kidnapped and making sure that we have a society in which, for whatever reason, adults aren't stealing kids. And I think the same thing goes for any violent or dangerous situation. It's the reason we lock our doors, right? It's the reason we have security systems to keep the bad things from happening. We shouldn't be ignoring the bad things that can happen, hoping for this utopian society that we can all live in where everyone lives in peace. You've got to do both at the same time. What did you just bring?
So.
Oh, don't do, you're not doing it, are you?
I got this thing. It's supposed to go in your keychain. I think I got a few of them. I don't have one in my car, which I probably should. But this is in my nightstand. And the idea is, women, if a man is following you, you pull this thing and it alerts that there's like, it makes a loud noise.
Really loud. Are you doing it? Do it away from a microphone though. Okay.
I should probably get a new one.
Okay, now it just sounds like a bird.
It used to be way louder.
Well, good to know that you got to replace the batteries on that thing.
So yeah, but I forgot.
Did you guys hear that? Did it come through?
I have other things. Where else do I have? Well, there's don't forget, you can always do this on your iPhone. Up on the volume and the power button. And I believe if you hold it down for 5 seconds, it starts going, and if you don't turn it off, it automatically calls 911. And believe it alerts your emergency contacts in your phone. So that's another thing. But again, it would be great if we didn't have to worry about this.
Claire brings up a good point. I don't know what's better, just ignoring guys or calling them out for being a-holes. Either way, I feel like they get away with it.
I go back and forth.
I do think...
I think part of them, some of them enjoy the, oh, I got her.
But
I got under her skin.
But I do think there's also a danger involved in knowing that there's someone who doesn't understand personal boundaries, right? I think there is a danger involved in poking that bear, right?
Well,
and
I also
pushing that person.
And keep in mind, when I poked that bear the other day, that person was in a moving vehicle, and you were there. I'm most likely not going to do that by myself.
Letty from Queens, this is why my daughter is taking martial arts. A chance to fight back is better than no chance at all. Of course it is.
Kind of wish I did that instead of cheerleading. I'd be like, if I put as many hours into martial arts as I did to cheerleading, I would be knocking heads off of shoulders. Is that what you do?
Let's see what else. Angela in Spokane, take self-defense classes, carry a knife or mace, get your CPL. What is that?
Certified.
Oh, and carry. There you go.
Oh.
And learn how to use said firearm. All of those things can keep you safer.
Yeah.
But it's not all men. Let's see. What is this? Oh, it's not all men debate. Or, yeah, it's not all men, but if it's any men, then we're all kind of responsible, unfortunately. And so in regards to what Claire said, whether it's better to just walk away or address it, either way, it's scary and dangerous is what Mishi taught me said, which is true.
Also, that guy was doing that to me because he thought I was alone. You were a block up, right? You were like, you weren't right.
Pretty close to you.
No, you weren't. You were scooting over. He had no idea. There was nothing to signify that you were with me.
So CPL is concealed pistol license. I didn't know that at all. Many to hold D-bag men accountable when they do. That's true. I agree. But moving on. So the last thing on here, speaking of men, I didn't tell you this happened.
Yeah.
But
this is just
on, I think it was Friday. I was on OfferUp, and OfferUp is my new thing to do when I'm like wasting time. I just scroll on OfferUp, and I've searched enough things where their algorithm like gives me some pretty good options. And someone was selling a authentic version of Pokemon Blue for like $40.
What does that mean?
Pokemon Blue is one of the first 2 games that came out. It was Blue and Red.
And it works in what?
It's a Game Boy game.
Okay.
So, and a pretty good price for an authentic game. The cartridge was a little damaged, but I can deal with that. And I'm trying to get the entire Pokemon library. I want to have all authentic games. I'm like halfway there, which is pretty fun.
And then do what?
I don't have them. I've played most of them so far.
So that's why you're clearing your books off of the shelf and then the books.
No, the books. I just needed to organize and sell some. Yeah, but so I see this Pokemon Blue. I reach out to the person. Is this still available? Friday they reached out and said, "Hey, sorry I didn't hit you back. Still available." And I noticed that the pickup said Ballard. It's like, perfect. I'm in Ballard. Let me know where we could meet. And then I looked at the name and I got a little skeptical because it said Reno, Nevada, like under where the person's from, but the description said Ballard. So I take my bike and I bike over there, and I was like, guy tells me he's going to be with his dog. So I said, okay. We met in front of Ballard Market, which is now Town and Country. And we're exchanging, and I brought a Game Boy to test it to make sure it actually worked. And as it's like booting up, I was like, oh, I noticed that it says Reno, Nevada in your profile. He's like, oh, I just moved here like a month ago, blah, blah, blah. So we start chatting. And
did you make a friend?
Right away, I'm like, maybe this guy needs a friend. And I was like, well, what made you move over here? And his girlfriend or significant other works for the Children's Hospital.
Oh,
she got a
cool.
job here, and she's like, I can work remote, so decided to follow her along. And we're chatting, game works, whatever. Okay. Now, I start to leave. I get on my bike. He like tells his dog, like, come on. And as I'm leaving, I was like, hey, wait, I have a question for you. Because I told him that I used to live in the building that was like pretty close to where we were.
He asked you this question?
He's like, hey, before you go, I got a question for you. And I said, okay, what's up? He's like, you've been here, and it seems like you know where I can find a good gym. Can you suggest a good gym? Because I haven't found one that I like yet. And as I was leaving, I was like, if Carla Marie was here, she would not let me live this down. But the fact that he literally said, you look like you can suggest a good gym. And I was like, that's the nicest thing
And what did you
I've
say?
ever heard. It's like, well, I go to the LA Fitness over here in Ballard. And
Is he
I
gonna
like
go?
it. He was like, oh, I did check that out, and I might go there because it's pretty close and I can walk there. I was like, that's why I did it too, because
Did
my
you
original
tell him
apartment.
if he ever wants to go home to a game, you got Raiders tickets?
I did not, because Reno's, I mean, it's a little bit of a drive from Vegas.
Okay, also, you should hang out with this guy.
Well, I thought about it. So I still have the connection on OfferUp, and I legitimately thought about messaging him and be like, hey, man, this is kind of weird, but you're new. If you'd like to grab a drink or something.
I can, like, show you how to I can, like, spot you.
Well, only if he goes to the gym.
You're right. Okay. Off of this gym story, it reminded me. We were at Seattle Cocktail Club's event, like I said, at Pono Ranch on Thursday. And we met this couple and we're talking to them. And I think for one of them, we're talking for a while. And one of them said, oh, where do you work out? To you.
No, it was that other guy that came.
Another guy comes up to the table and he's talking to us. He's from Sri Lanka. And it was just so great because out of nowhere, like in his accent, he says to Anthony, like, so you work out. Where do you work out?
Yeah,
he's like, you look, and he's doing this, like, you look big.
It was the weirdest thing because it was not, I wasn't even really in the conversation at this point. They were talking, both of the guys worked at Boeing. They were like chatting it up. And I don't know if he just needed to get out of that specific topic, but he just looked up at me and said, so it looks like you like to work out.
Yeah, where do you work out? So I started
But the way he said it too.
Yeah. And then Anthony goes, and then I think Anthony says LA Fitness in Ballard. And as he says that, this other guy, Mike, and we now know his name is Mike, comes out of nowhere and is like, yo, LA Fitness in Ballard. And I am like, what am I living
He's like,
right
I
now?
thought I knew you. I thought I've seen you around. And I said the same thing because the guy did look very familiar.
So they start chatting because they both go to the gym together but have never talked. And I turned to the girl that was sitting next to me and I was like, and they had at this point known that we have a podcast and a show or whatever. I'm like, I can't fully explain to you what is happening right now, but just know that this is a joke on the show, LA Fitness Ballard. So the fact that it just went boom, because she was already laughing at just how quickly both things happened without knowing the backstory. And actually, Krisha was also there. Krisha's in Twitch on our Discord. I was like, if you go up to that girl over there at that table and you ask her, where does Anthony work out? She's going to say LA Fitness Ballard. She did not go do that. However, I was like, what is this world that I'm living in?
And listen, maybe this is my new bro.
Do you even know his name?
I think it was a J name. Josh, Jeff, Jim.
Oh my God. You'd like the
like
world
that.
would be
I'll
so
tell
proud. I must have met 15 new people on Saturday at Seahawks training camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and say I remember 14 of their names. I was doing so
good.
well, repeating their names. And then like I met an Erica and I was like, Erica the cat. In my head, got it. I met a Maddie, a Madeline, a Hannah, an Andre, obviously the players, which is probably most important to remember their names. Amanda.
The reason I said he had a J name is because it's just J.
Oh, look at you.
J-A-Y is his name.
You
And
met
this
up
is
with
where-
someone with no profile photo?
Well, this was
never. See, this is what we're talking about.
This is why I always do it in a public place. But I will say this with OfferUp. Oftentimes, there's a post that's like too good to be true, and I'll look at it and there's like no profile picture. They started the account this month, and there's only one post and like no reviews. So what I normally do is I will go and see if they've got like reviews or the star rating. Jay had 2 5-star reviews. He had sold 4 things. And this account was made over a year ago.
Posture check.
So, posture check.
Thank you, Julie.
So I felt pretty comfortable even though there was only one thing on the account and it didn't have a profile picture. So felt pretty good. So like, what do I do? What do I message him? Because the last thing we messaged was him saying, let me know when you get here.
Do you get like any like credits if he goes to the gym?
They probably have some sort of like
Well, you
deal.
should. You like a referral program?
Maybe.
You should find out and then be like, hey, I just found out if you sign up and say this, we each get $20. Or I don't know what the hell they do at LA Fitness in Ballard.
Yeah, OfferUp does have a bunch of scam sellers, but I think with the packages they do at LA Fitness or most gyms, it usually only benefits like the new person. It's like, oh, bring a friend and they get 2 weeks free.
Well, tell him that. You don't have to benefit from it.
Yeah, I do.
Hydrate.
Offer him a free visitor pass.
Thank you, Brittany.
We got a posture check and a hydration check.
Yeah, you could do a free visitor pass, something. Maybe this is like your new best friend.
It could be. He seemed like a nice guy.
What kind of dog did he have?
That's a phenomenal question. I don't really remember.
You remember how alone you felt when you moved here?
I did.
Well, help him.
Well, there's actually someone else that we met over the weekend through a radio friend who is from the Westchester area, moved here a couple months ago, and doesn't know a bunch of people here outside of work yet. So I'm going to do a better job of like trying to make sure that I can be here for people that are new to the area.
We did in our first year here do an East Coast meetup. We met a bunch of people who either moved here from New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Virginia, whatever, and we did one big meetup.
It was pretty cool, actually.
It was kind of like a meeting of like, hey, I know you're from the East Coast, and it's tough being out here sometimes. I mean, now I'm assimilated. I am a Seattleite through and through, but that East Coast comes out occasionally.
Ooh, Desiree said, just encountered a new Facebook scam that's going around. If you post something and someone messages you with a phone number, do not text them back. They're using your phone number to hack your email, and they'll ask you to repeat the code sent to you so they can access your account. So,
speaking of,
with apps like that, with Facebook Messenger and OfferUp, if they have a phone number in the posting, it's usually fake. If they ask you for your phone number right away, if they're like, "Oh, I'd love to do this, but I only do this through text," usually a scam of some sort.
okay.
So that's why I do everything through the app, and especially payments. I'll be like, "No, you can PayPal me if we're gonna meet in person. That way, I have the money first."
Has anyone watched The Most Hated Man on the Internet on Netflix?
I saw it
It's
pop
a
up yesterday.
It's a docuseries. I highly recommend it. It's so effed up, and it's a true story. It's truly just people like are being interviewed, and it's all about that website called, it was areyouup.com, and it was essentially a revenge porn website.
Okay.
And the whole thing is like revenge porn isn't illegal. Like if
Well, some states now have put in laws.
but when this came out, it's called The Most Hated Man on the Internet, and the idea was like all these women were finding their photos and images on this website, and the creator was like, well, sorry, you sent it to a guy and he sent it to me. Too bad. But there was like this mom and daughter who were trying to get it stopped because the daughter was like, I didn't send my photos to anyone. They were saved in my email address and someone hacked my email. And that becomes the whole basis of this and them trying to like get it taken down or getting the FBI involved because that's a federal offense. Like all this stuff. And it's just, it's very well done. And it makes you become very aware of what you do on your phone, your email, and all this stuff. And this guy is the scum of the earth. So.
I think this is a great example of what we were talking about before, of you need to attack a problem both ways. One is prevention. The other is making sure the people who perpetrate the act are are treated like the criminals they are and persecuted. Persecuted, either way. And I think this is a great time for that, because what I would do in this situation is teach everyone that the second you send a picture to someone, even if that person doesn't have bad intentions, you lose the narrative, unfortunately, because it can be stolen, it can be hacked, it can be, the second it gets on the internet or sent through, a device, unfortunately, you lose the control of that picture,
But
even if the person you're sending it to doesn't have.
But that was the thing. This woman wasn't sending it to anyone. It
Exactly,
was just backed up in the cloud.
It was uploaded to the cloud, unfortunately, which can be hacked. Like,
time for the Polaroids.
what?
Just take some Polaroids.
Those can be stolen, and then you lose possession of them. It's just one of those things where it's like you need to understand the dangers of, even with someone you love and know and trust, sending suggestive pictures through the internet or saving them to the internet. Now, that's part one. Part two is making sure that we have protections in place where people with bad intentions can't steal or misuse those pictures, those videos, that content. So, like I said, it goes back to what we said before. There's the prevention part of it and understanding that you can't control everything. And then there's the, let's make some laws against this type of action and train people to not be pieces of crap.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, let's see. I was at a different site where some D-bag ex-friend screenshotted and took our texts and uploaded with my pic. Another friend saw it and alerted me.
Unreal.
I mean, I don't think I've ever been on any of those sites. I don't think I would have had an opportunity really to be on any of those sites.
It's a crazy town.
But the internet's a crazy place. And I've brought this example up a bunch of times. We had a friend who left radio and went to go work for Google. Left New York, went to San Francisco, went to the Bay, and was working for Google. And in their onboarding, they were bringing in like a couple hundred employees in this round. And one of the first things they said was, you work for one of the biggest companies in the world now. Anything that you text or email, just assume that there is a chance that is going to end up on the New York Times.
As a headline.
As a headline. Are you going to be proud of that thing that you just sent? And it was something that once he told me that, I thought about it for a long time. I was like, yeah, I guess anything can be screenshotted, placed out of context, stolen, misinterpreted. So you've got to be pretty careful about what you put out there into the world. I actually remember, this is with an old radio team that we worked with. There was something that I had sent to one of our coworkers, and it was meant as kind of like encouragement, like, hey, stay on track. It's going to be okay. This will pass. It was taken, instead of showing the full conversation that was happening, that part was taken and showed to another employee, which made it look like I was specifically texting about that person. And it created this whole crap storm. Yeah. I don't want to throw anyone that I like under the bus. I'll tell you afterwards. You'll remember it when I tell you. And then it had to be a whole thing that we had to sit down and I had to say, you didn't get the full discussion. This actually had very little to do with you. Blah, blah, blah. So it's just one of those things. You can't control the way the message is downloaded. So you have to control what you put out there a little more. Let's see. My sister was a Boeing HR exec, and the things she saw and dealt with were crazy. I can only imagine.
I bet.
Well, there's also, 60,000 employees there? Something crazy. You're going back to...
Yeah, I got to leave soon.
To the Seahawks, right? So what's on the schedule today? More social?
More social.
Can you tell us what you're... Oh, no, you can't tell us what you're doing yet. But this is the day that, things should be posted quickly?
I don't know. I don't know. Listen, I'm new. I'm new here.
I missed the new job discussion, but I want to say congrats to Carla Marie on her new job with the Seahawks. I will now root for them.
Thank you. Thank you. I see Fred the Mailman said that he's seriously considering coming out for the October 30th game, Seahawks versus the Giants.
It's the Giants game. Why that one?
And then Sonali said she's also let her know, whatever. What if I can do a group rate of tickets or something?
That'd be kind of fun. I just don't
It's Halloween
feel
weekend. We could throw a Halloween party.
I feel like the Seahawks never have deals on their tickets because their games are always sellouts.
I know.
What? You know what?
It's just the loudest stadium in the NFL. No bigs.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. We will be back here tomorrow, 8 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast, 11 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. And if you have not done so yet, the morningshowpodcast.com is posted for your listening enjoyment.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Peace out.